What's up, y'all? It's your boy Crazy Al Cayne, sugarcane.com, CACTV, representing here with Ben Ward, B-Dubs in the place to be, representing for GT. He just finished telling us about the 2017 line of GT BMX bikes, and we saw the Performer, and we were like, oh snap, word? Performer's back, what? So he's gonna give us a little bike check and tell us about some of the details about this bike.
What's up, everyone? Performer, guess one of the most famous names in our line, has been since probably about 1985. This year, part of the new line is a new and improved GT Performer. Thing's pretty sick. Comes in around $300 at retail. It has a fully sealed front hub, which is pretty crazy at this price point. And if you pull back a little bit, you'll see those new GT logo tires in the old Freestyle white. So took that classic old GT logo tire and just modernized it with new technology, and it just has that old cool look with the nice slick sidewall, so if you're doing a grind, it doesn't hang up. If you're looking at the color, it's pretty electric looking. I took literally a classic 1986 GT colorway, which was the old Radberry, and did a modern twist on it in this translucent color. So we got trans Radberry. The thing came out super sick looking. You can see all the weld burns underneath it. Yeah, I was super stoked when this thing came together. You also look, the graphics, straight out of 86. They're very vibrant. We punched them up, just, you know, that's one of the other little modern twists we put on it, was we just took the colors a couple notches hotter. We got a nice chromoly 3-piece crankset, our new big-bodied GT low profile pedals, again inspired by some of our old designs, but with just fully modern technology in them. At this level of bike, you would usually see some crazy loose ball cassette hub, and those are not so fun to work on. So what this one is it's fully sealed on the driver's side, and then it is a loose ball on the non-drive side, so it makes it really easy to maintenance if you ever needed to. Back in the day, we had this seat and it was like a bigger perforation. Here we did the nice micro perforation and just giving it, again, you know, a modern take on that old classic look. And overall, you know, that's kind of what we have throughout the entire bike. The grips, again, a modern take on our old super soft grip. The thing's classic mushroom shape, feel sick in the hand. And then even if you look at it real close, you see the ribs get a lot closer to one another towards the middle. And that's so in the palm of your hand, you actually have a little more rubber to take impacts with. And it still lets the grip be nice and super squishy. So far, I mean, the team, when they get them, they love them.
You have different levels of I believe, these frames and some of your other ones. And I've seen some say chromo, 100% chromoly. What are the differences in, I guess, the metals in some of the bikes?
At this price point, this is all mild steel, but if you look at the frame, the chain stays here. They've been done oversized, what I've been calling oval-sized. They're skinny from the top view for a lot of tire clearance, but from the side view, they're nice and tall. And what it is just maximizing the performance of that mild steel to make sure you have a bike that isn't out of the highest grade materials, but it's still going to perform as good as it could.
This is not the only colorway this bike comes in. They got some other really cool colorways, and we're going to check those out right now.
So we have 4 total colors in this line. Next up is a way more classic, modern color. We've got the really vibrant red on the top of the down tube. Nice gloss clear raw, beautiful weld burns. And then everything else on the bike is pretty murdered out. You got the chrome plated handlebars, and then the dark chocolate wall tires to kind of set off the honey leather seat. Again, it's just a real classic colorway, kind of bringing Performer into the modern day. The next color we have here, it's a pretty, it's an all murdered out bike, but the devil's in the details here. If you zoom in on the saddle, we have a graphic that the artist Chris Piasek created for us. A lot of classic GT imagery in there. Of course, who doesn't love some pizza and some donuts? These crazy little monsters. Yeah, I just kind of tasked him with the wild idea, and he came back with this thing, and everybody's been super stoked. And this is what we're calling our junk food pattern. We brought this junk food, down to the frame graphic. So similar graphic that we see throughout the newer Performer stuff, but we're doing a different treatment on every single one. So this one, we just straight dropped the junk food inside. And if you look real close, it might be hard to tell, the graphics are actually done in a flat over like a satin frame, just to make them stand out a little bit more. And then, you know, throughout the bike, on the top tube, on the fork, it's a little bit of an application from the old school, but with the artwork that Chris created. And then even down to the fork, we just pulled out key elements of the graphic design and just dropped them right on the fork. And then to tie it all together, so it's not just a black bike, we did the nice teal hubs. Wasn't too sure how they were gonna come together, but when I finally saw the bike, it was too amazing to change.
Oh yeah, he's getting ready. He's getting ready for the last bike right there. And last but not least, what we have?
Well, yeah, like you said, coming full circle, we have another classic colorway out of the GT Vaults. You know, the neons and the splatter paints are really dope these days. People are doing them all over the place. And we didn't have to kind of come up with the color. We just went back to our vaults, a place where we have some of the wildest color combinations. And then to set it off, you know, you look at the graphic treatment inside the Performer logo, you know, it's a wild, bright bike that's just kind of toned down a little bit with the nice dark colorways in the graphic.
Yes, this says California GT style all day right here.
Just on this one, kind of just, you know, flip the script, I guess you could say. Instead of like the white tread with the black sides, we decided to just go with the classic white wall. At first, I was a little put off, thought it was gonna be too much, and I decided not to make the change, and I'm really happy I didn't, because I feel like it sets the bike apart from the others in the line. And again, it just, you know, stays true to the old freestyle roots, but again, just a modern twist on them. This is the GT LP5. When I started working on this one, I went back, dug through all the history to track the tires and see what iteration of the tire this officially was gonna be. And the ones that everybody used to ride were the 3s. There was a 4 kind of in the in-between years, and this is officially the 5th version. And the LP stands for low profile. Because at the time when these first came out, there was really no other tires like them. And the tread blocks here, what I did is they're as close to identical as the original tread blocks. But on the sidewall, I did a raised, smooth sidewall, just so what I've been calling the quick release sidewall. So when you're doing a grind, you go to do a hard way out of the grind, there's just no sticking of the sidewall. So it just, you know, glides smoothly. Less likely to stick on a rail, less likely to stick on a real rough ledge. And then the middle, you know, kept it really classic with that old school look and the smooth center tracking tread. And the only thing on this thing that's actually micro knurled are the tops of the GT blocks, just to help it have that broken in feeling right away. A lot of the P&A stuff, the high-end aftermarket stuff, is being worked on. We're working on getting it out, hopefully maybe later this year, early next year. Some of it's still in the testing stages, so we don't want to rush too many things out, and then I kind of want to do a big push of a lot of the new stuff out at one time. I'm Ben Ward from GT Bikes. We're at 5050 Skate Park, Staten Island, New York, and this is sugarcane.com. Back to you, Billy.